I'm Max Sterling, welcome to LARPgasm. A few of you asked me what happened to my food challenges since I haven't done one in a while, so I decided to do one today. I went out and I found these. Beanboozled. You've probably heard of them before. They're the jelly beans where some of them are like a good flavor and some of them are rancid. Like one may be, something good like, say, like grape, but another one is dead fish flavored or something. So they're disgusting, basically. But they look exactly the same, so there's no way to tell which is which. Now, this is the 4th edition, and it says there's 2 new flavors. And let me read off here what some of the rancid ones are. We have spoiled milk, dead fish, rotten egg, toothpaste, canned dog food, barf, boogers, moldy cheese, lawn clippings, and stinky socks. So I'm going to go ahead and play a round of relay here with these and see what happens. Now, we're going to review them also for LARP, and hopefully I don't get too many wrong because I'm not really trying to spew on camera here. So let's go ahead and open these up and see what we got. And it says that these are the 4th series up in the corner, so if you want to play along, make sure you get yourself the 4th series. And yeah, I mean, pretty much they just look like jelly beans, and there's no way of knowing what is what. So I'm just going to take a second and try to line up all the ones that I believe look the same color-wise. And then from there, we will do some choosing. Well, some of these, I don't feel like I got a really fair breakdown here because there's only one of this one. And, I have like 6 of this, 2 of this, 2 of this. I'm glad that I have 2 of most. But, yeah, it's really, really rough distribution right off the bat here. But let's go ahead and play the game. So I think these light blue ones are appealing to me. So it's either toothpaste or berry blue. So I feel like I'm a pretty intuitive person. So hopefully I pick the right one. We're going to go with this one and see what we got. Why do I do this to myself? Now it was definitely berry blue. So I'm going to set this one aside because we know it's toothpaste. So that was pretty good. Let's try these next. It's either chocolate pudding or canned dog food. We're going to try this one. It took a second, but it is chocolate pudding. So I'm 2 for 2. Pretty good. Alright, this one is either buttered popkin, excuse me, this one is either buttered popcorn or rotten egg. They don't really smell, I don't know why I was smelling them. Oh. Oh my god. That was definitely a rotten egg. Ugh. Oh god, and that's gonna be a rotten treasure chest. Alright, let's move on. Oh god, I gotta get that taste on my mouth. This is either moldy cheese or caramel corn. Caramel. If you don't live near me, caramel. Let's try this one. Oh my god. That was definitely moldy cheese. It wasn't as bad as the rotten egg though. Oh god. Alright, this is either a juicy pear or a booger. I really need a win here. These look, I mean, they all pretty much look identical, but alright, juicy pear, please. Oh. Oh god, not a juicy pear. Alright, that's all the sets we have. Now we're into the ones where there's a lot of them. So, let's do these bright green ones. They seem like they might be fun. So these are either lawn clippings or lime. Oh, jeez. So I went from, you know, having a 50% chance to having a 25% chance. So, lime. It's lime. Oh my goodness. Thank God. I really need to rinse that nasty taste out of my mouth from the other ones. Alright. Lime. Alright, so these very sort of colorful speckled ones are either Tutti Frutti or Stinky Socks. There's one that's like much more colorful than the others. It's very sort of happy looking. How could I go wrong with that? Oh god, that one was definitely Stinky Socks, and it was extraordinarily bad. That was probably as bad as the rotten eggs. What are these? I don't know. This is going to be bad. This is one of the new flavors. So it's either coconut or spoiled milk. I'm not really a fan of coconut either, but I definitely don't want spoiled milk. And they're all just a handful of white jelly beans. That was spoiled milk. Oh my god. Okay, compose myself here. These. No, we already did these. These are the Stinky Socks Tutti Frutti. Alright, these are the rough ones. This is either a dead fish or a strawberry banana smoothie. And I really wish I could pick the right one. I feel like I'm going to get dead fish. Strawberry banana smoothie. Oh, I needed a win. I actually taste, for a strawberry banana smoothie, it actually tastes almost like an alcoholic drink you would get. That's interesting. Well, we got two left here. I'm saving these ones for last because theirs are going to be bad. Real bad. And these ones here, I think we've already done. So we did, going down the list here, I had spoiled milk, rotten egg, boogers, stinky socks. So I did real bad in that column. Strawberry banana smoothie, berry blue, chocolate pudding, moldy cheese, and lime. So actually I did pretty good in that column. So there's one left. So these were already done. This is the last one. This is either barf or peach. Alright, so this is the selection. It's either barf or peach. Let me clear my senses here so I get a proper tasting. Oh, it's not peach. It does kind of taste like barf. No, not good. Alright, I'm glad I saved that one for last. So, if I look at the back here and I run down the list, basically I guessed wrong, 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 right, 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 wrong, right. So, I had... So 6 out of 10, I guessed wrong. That's terrible. So maybe I should not go with my intuition. And it says right on the back of the box, these jelly beans may look alike, but they could not taste more different from each other. Think you can tell them apart? We dare you. So, yeah, it's very interesting, but these flavors are disgusting. As far as at a game, I could definitely see these being used. I think that they could be used, with some degree of hilarity. I think as a fae or a fairy type food or trick, gag, whatever, I think these would be great. Have a fae come into town, offering their, candies or whatever. And I think that this would be great. I think you could also use these as fae food and use them as a game, like at the tavern, or maybe goblins or something, could carry them on them and say, oh, hey, you want a candy, and, hand them the ones that taste like dead fish or something. I think that they could be used to a great degree in a game. Now, of course, in the packaging and stuff, not so much. You'd have to remove them from the packaging, put them in some sort of alternate packaging, whatever that may be, probably in a little pouch or something that's, okay, it's food safe, and then pull them out of there. I think it could be used to a great degree of effectiveness and a lot of fun. As far as price, I caught these on sale for $1. I think they're usually significantly more, but for $1, I think that's a good deal. And I could definitely see buying a couple of these. And since they're jelly beans, they probably last for a really long time. Actually, the expiration date on these isn't until 2019 sometime, so they have a pretty fair expiration date on them, so you could buy a bunch and hold on to them, probably make it through a LARP season with what you purchase. You may only catch people one time with it unless they're sadistic and they want to play the game more than once, but I just think it'd be sort of a fun little gag to play on people. Obviously check allergies and stuff if you're going to do that. Make sure people know what's going on. It says that these are made in a peanut-free factory, so you can eliminate peanut allergies right there, but who knows what else is in these. You would have to, probably just ask the person beforehand, if they were okay with playing this. But most of the ingredients are actually pretty legit. Surprisingly, I thought that these were just going to be pure chemicals. I mean, it's got stuff like peach puree, banana, lime juice, pear, coconut, dark chocolate, butter, vinegar. So most of the stuff is just okay stuff. Like, I thought there was going to be these huge molecules on here that I can't even pronounce, but that's not the case. So price is okay. Is it period or not? Well, coming from a strict period standpoint, I didn't have jelly beans. I mean, But from a fantasy standpoint, these could be anything. These could be little eggs from some sort of bird or lizard or something. So from a fantasy standpoint, yeah, they could be anything. If you're playing historically accurate, then no. I mean, you're not going to be buying these. But it's still a fun little thing, I think, especially in a fantasy game. And these could be used really in any genre of that. If you're playing sci-fi or something, I mean, it's not necessarily going to be the same case with like a fae or a fairy or a goblin or something coming up to you, but you know, you could still have fun with these in other type of settings. So I would say, you know, price is good if you get them on sale. As far as are they period or not, well, it really depends on the game that you're playing. As far as taste, well, the ones that are supposed to taste good were good for jelly beans. I mean, they're Jelly Belly brand, so they're pretty good jelly beans, pretty high quality. The nasty ones were really nasty, though. If you pick right, then yeah, they taste great. If you pick wrong, then this is utterly disgusting. So, as far as would they travel well, I mean, if you leave them in this box in a little pouch or something, I mean, there's not really any damage that can occur to these. If you're in a position where these jelly beans are getting crushed, whatever part of your body they're located on is probably also crushed, because I mean, jelly beans are really, I mean, you can do it, I mean, but that's pretty tough to crush, even for me. So if someone's hitting you with a sword hard enough to crush these or damage these in any way, then you're in serious trouble. Melting, though, if it's real hot where you are, I could see them getting very hot. If it's very cold, like if it's freezing temperature, these would probably get as hard as rocks, so you'd want to warm them up first. But really, that's all there is to it. So I would say that they travel very well also. Now, I got this nasty taste in my mouth, so I'm going to rinse it down. I also wanted to try this out. It's a Bundaberg Root Beer. So if you're from Australia, you probably have heard of this. You may even drink it. I thought that it was pretty cool because of the little brown jugs that it's in here. I thought it was pretty interesting. So the marketing got me on it. And it says here, invert bottle before opening. So I'm going to use this to wash that mess down. And also check this out, because I think this could be very interesting to have in something like maybe like a steampunk game. The lid is pretty interesting. So invert before opening. I wonder how many really literal people are very upset when they open this upside down. But I think they just mean to turn it upside down then open it this way. Alright, so lid off. That's pretty interesting. I mean, it smells like pretty good root beer. The ingredients inside are real straightforward. It's carbonated water, cane sugar, root beer, a brew, which is water, sugar, molasses, ginger root, sarsaparilla root, licorice root, vanilla bean, yeast, caramel color, citric acid, and a couple preservatives. So it's pretty straightforward as far as the ingredients. I do not believe there's any caffeine in this because it's not listed on the ingredients. So I'll tell you what. I really thought this would be better than this. I'm not like a root beer snob or anything, but I'm not terribly impressed by this drink. I would say just like a mug root beer or a Hires root beer that's nice and cold, maybe even an A&W is probably better than this. I don't know what it is. It's very flat. There's almost no carbonation to it, I think, which does not suit it well. And even though it has all these awesome ingredients in it, when I drink it, I get very few notes of what's in it. What it tastes like is someone took a root beer barrel candy, you know, that you suck on, and threw it in a cup of water and just let it sit for like 30 minutes and then came back and drank the water. And I'm not Sorry, I know you've been making this stuff since the 60s, but I'm not terribly impressed. This is something that just showed up at a local store. I have actually never seen it before. But, yeah, not terribly impressed by this. They make a ginger beer also. The ginger beer may be amazing. I don't know. I just bought the root beer, but I'm not really feeling it. Now, I'm also spoiled a bit, though, because where I live, we have a lot of Amish people, and they make something called birch beer, which is made out of birch tree bark. And it's similar to a root beer, but it's really, really good. And I might be spoiled a little bit on that, so excuse my opinion. But if you like this, hey, that's fine. Never to each their own. But I'm not really, I'm not feeling it. That being said, though, I think their marketing is fantastic. These little bottles, great. Definitely sold me on it. And I like the little bottles because even after I'm done drinking this, I can get a cork for it, and I could peel this label off and use this bottle for something. It's pretty interesting, you know, just a little brown glass bottle. And I think, like I said, if you're playing a steampunk type game, or if you're playing a game where you're trying to simulate drinking like alcohol or something and you can't actually drink alcohol, something like this may also be interesting to have. Like I said, you can't excuse me, something like this, I think you'd have a hard time transporting at L.A.R.P because it's glass. A lot of places don't allow glass at all, and obviously since it's carbonated, if you shake it up, it's going to give you trouble. It was quite expensive, at least here in the States, because it's an import. In Australia, you know, this may be cheaper for you to buy, but where I'm at, this is quite expensive, which is also disappointing. So I would say, and is it period, I mean, I would say, depending on the game you play, possibly, if you were playing a, I don't know, like a Lovecraftian or steampunk game or something, you scrape the labels off, and this was just sitting like as an ingredient on a shelf, or you relabeled it, I think it could be very cool to have. As far as taste, you know, it's drinkable, but it's not something I would ever buy again, and it's not something that I would crack open and enjoy. I'm basically just going to drink my way through these and be done with them. And that's unfortunate. But, you know, that's my opinion. So, these for L.A.R.P, I would say, you know, that's a possibility, you know, depending on certain circumstances. These BeanBoozled, this little sadistic game that Jelly Belly came up with, is a definite yes on your game. Unless you're a strictly historically accurate game, I would say definitely yes on these if you can work them in somehow. Fantasy games should be no problem to work these in. Any other type of game, you know, you figure it out. But, you know, just throw some of these in a chest or something, you know, so long as it's food safe, and have them discover them and determine for themselves what they are. So for the finale here, let's just go ahead and do this, because this is what everyone secretly wants to see, is the terrible parts of life. So we're just going to grab one of each here. I know this blue one's Toothpaste, because I guessed right. Any of these ones I guessed right, I know the ones that are going in my hand are wrong, but that means that 6 of them should be right and 4 of them should be wrong based on, you know, my previous score. So let's go ahead and just eat what's left here. No, Toothpaste. Oh, God. Oh, my God. I was doing okay. I thought I was going to be able to swallow. Oh, my God. Then I hit something. Oh, God. It might have been canned dog food. I don't know. Oh, God. All of a sudden, this isn't so bad. Play this, but don't play it yourself. Inflict this on others. Don't play it yourself. Ugh. Oh God. Oh, that's a lovely treasure. We'll just lock that up and leave that for some adventurer to find. There we go. Not all treasures are gold. Oh God. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please click like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Be sure to share my videos and let all of your friends, gamers, family, whoever know about my channel. Get them here so they can watch these awesome videos that I make for you guys every week. And of course, as always, adventure on. How am I doing with myself? My life is in shambles. Jelly Belly. I don't even like jelly beans.